See, there's the intro to the episode.
Bing bong bong bong. Idiots.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of This Is My Bourbon podcast, where we discuss what makes bourbon the spirit of Kentucky. My name's Perry. Thank you guys so much for being here this week. And with me are the return of the the home base co-hosts.
Yeah,
Sorry,
wow. Sure.
The guest co-hosts are next week. The home base co-hosts Tanner and Curtis. Welcome back, guys.
Hi.
What's up?
Thanks.
Hey,
Welcome back to us.
it's been a while since we've all been in the same room together.
Yeah.
Kurt was saying that it's been like 4 weeks since he's had beer. Or not beer, just alcohol in general.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sober boy.
Speaking of...
I got sick, and then
that's
after
right.
that, I was just like, I don't feel like drinking anymore, right? At least right now.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of beer, it's a beer episode, y'all.
Beer, wow.
Beer
Hops.
is different. I almost did download a little air horn app to do that. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna avoid it.
We'll leave
the
it.
cat has joined us. There's now an official cat of the show.
Yeah.
Branching
Branching out.
Yeah.
She's gonna hang out with us a little.
Not as annoying as the dog of the show.
Nor as
so,
loud.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the dog's annoying. Anyway, we're gonna kick things off by talking about what we've been drinking recently. Curtis has already answered that question with a big fat nothing.
Curtis has chosen not to answer.
Tanner, what have you been drinking recently?
Not a lot. I drank. What have I been drinking? Oh, I've been drinking Rheingeist a lot lately.
Nice.
Truth and Specificity.
You were drinking the Rheingeist Bubbles
Yes.
last time.
Yeah,
Which
so
is, what is that? Is sour?
the Bubbles?
Yeah, what's
It's like
bubble?
a rosé ale.
Oh, yeah, that's
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, and then the Truth is their hardest IPA.
Yeah.
Very good. Again, their can design is just on point.
Their entire branding's
Oh,
pretty
absolutely.
nice.
Really, really good.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it's a really good hoppy IPA. I haven't had a lot of bourbon recently since the last time we talked, but
Mhm.
just casual beers every now and then.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling that the only time you really drink bourbon is when we're hanging out
I
together.
mean,
right?
kinda,
Yeah. But yeah, that's all good. Let me think. What I've been drinking on. A couple weeks ago, I picked up 2 different Knob Creek 13-year picks. Hey, Kat, beer's not for you. Both of them were really good. They were both picked by, and this guy was on the show last week, Justin Thompson of the Bourbon Review and Justin's House of Bourbon in Lexington, which if you've not heard that episode, go back and check it out. We talk about the Lexington's first vintage bourbon store. And if you guys haven't been, you really
I
need
haven't
to
been,
go.
but I heard about it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
I mean, they have, I was asking him what their oldest bottle was, and it was a bottle from 1913.
Jeez.
Isn't that pre-World War I?
Yeah.
Or is that World War?
No. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Is it 14,
pre-Prohibition.
18, 1?
I want to say that.
It's old.
Yeah, it's old.
Either way, it's a
Over 100 years
pre-Prohibition bottle of bourbon. But anyway, it's very cool. Go check that out. But I got a bottle of Knob Creek 13-year, a Knob Creek 13-year pick from them a couple weeks ago, and then found another that was also picked by Justin the same day. They've both been really good. I'm drinking on Ancient Age 90 right now, which is
Perfect.
yeah, it's sublime.
It's there.
It is a bourbon by all.
It exists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Anyway, so like I said, we're going to be drinking beer this episode instead, but specifically we're going to be drinking bourbon barrel aged beers. The first one that we started out with was Founder's Beer Backwoods Bastard. It's a Scottish.
Scottish.
It's a Scottish ale.
That's Scottish cottage cheese.
Yeah. Ooh. It's got haggis mixed in with
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
Ugh, no, thank you. Anyway, it's a Scottish ale aged in bourbon barrels. It's very good. I've had it before.
There's an old man on the bottle.
There is.
Yes.
It's a backwood bastard.
No, he doesn't like being called that. His name's Alan.
His name's Alan.
He has a name.
He has feelings too.
I'm not defined by my parentage. We've said many times. Tanner's looking very curiously at the back label.
I'm reading the product description. I'm just gonna read it.
You're not feeling very good about
I'm
it?
gonna read it for
or-
the audience here.
Okay.
Expect lovely warm smells. All right. Single malt Scotch, oaky bourbon barrels, smoke, sweet caramel. Yeah, I say caramel. And roasted malts. A bit of earthy spice and a scintilla. I'm sorry, what is that word?
Wait, what?
Scintilla. Scintilla.
I think it's actually pronounced scintilla.
No, really?
It might be. I don't know. Let me look it up.
Huh. Of dark fruit. It's a kickback sipper made to excite the palate.
Just
I'll
like
be the judge of that.
yeah,
Oh,
just like a backwoods bastard.
It's a scintillating. It's the root word of scintillate. Or scintillating.
That's scintillating, isn't it?
Is it?
I thought so.
I thought it was scintillating. Scintillating. I don't know.
Taking it shot
Interesting.
here.
A tiny trace. This is the definition. A tiny trace or spark of an unspecified quality or feeling.
All right.
Oh wait, no, sorry. Of a specified quality or feeling.
Okay. Well, I have a
Anyway.
scintilla of doubt about this beer. After that description.
We've answered all of your questions.
Yeah.
If you know how that word's actually pronounced, let us know. I guess.
Give us a tweet. Give us all your tweets.
Yeah. So, like I said, we're starting out with Backwoods Bastard. I haven't had it in a little while, but I remember being a pretty big fan of it.
It smells like beer.
So, it does smell like beer.
yeah, not bourbon. So
Okay. Wow. All right. That was not. They should just put chocolate. They should just say chocolate.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
Chocolate's the word.
Was that
chocolate bastard.
Yeah.
was that a good okay or a like? I don't think I can.
No. It's fine. I
Okay.
just was not expecting it after reading such verbosity on the label.
But it is more than chocolate. Like I get more than that.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I still get
Do
some
you
of
get
the
a
like.
scintilla of fresh fruit?
You know it.
Sorry,
It's like
copywriter
a-
for founders. Put me to task.
Yeah. It's like chocolate and like kind of have a little fruit sense on it and
I will say that we are in the middle of an 80-degree day in Richmond, Kentucky. This is not the beer I really want to be drinking
Yeah, a little
outside.
on
on-
a yeah.
A little heavy.
A little heavy.
And we're going to be drinking a heavier beer later too.
Perfect.
So fantastic. But there's so much nuttiness and chocolatiness. The chocolatiness. Oh, the cat's biting me. To this beer and some oakiness too from the bourbon
Yeah.
barrels. But I think overall,
It's overwhelmingly chocolate.
yeah,
It's
for
gonna
sure.
be it. This is a beer that's you're not gonna be able to chug.
No.
Like you're
Oh,
gonna,
no.
You're gonna take a minute.
Oh, you're gonna
on this
sip on
guy.
this, yeah.
Yeah.
The funny thing
sure.
is they say nothing about chocolate on this.
Brand potential, man.
What's the ABV on it?
It is
32%. What?
wow.
Have fun driving back to Lexington.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. Well, maybe once we find it. Well, they put it so small on the bottle.
Oh,
I
is that what
can't.
the white text is?
Yeah, that I can't tell.
It's a white text on a beige label.
On a very yeah.
And like the thinnest of fonts.
Yeah, it looks like it was hand scrawled in there by
Yeah.
someone who got locked in
I
the
don't
box of
know.
all the
By the
bottles.
backwoods bastard himself.
Yeah, by Alan,
Alan.
himself.
Maybe you can get a.
Hold on, I gotcha. 11.2, which
Okay,
is pretty high.
that is pretty high for a beer.
But is it the percent?
It's alcohol per volume, so it's ABV.
So it's
yeah.
20. What'd you say? 11 point.
2-1.
Okay, so it's 22.42
Proof.
proof,
Okay, yeah.
which is something
I've
you never
seen
talk
beer-
about.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't
I've
talk
never
about
finished-
beer
I've never
proof.
seen
but
that either.
yeah. Anyway, what do you guys? I mean, overall, are you pleased by it, or is it just kind of like you've tried it and you are gonna pass on it?
That one. It's fine. it's fine. I don't know if it's.
I think it's good.
Yeah,
I probably will never drink this again
I think that's fair.
unless I'm in a very specific mood.
It's hard
Yeah.
to find. It
Is it?
Well, it
Shucks.
used to be. Well,
It said shucks.
Darn.
Oh man,
it used to be.
just dunking on these people. I'm sorry. This is just absolutely. I'm being mean. All right.
That's okay. I mean, hey, what do we do when we review bourbons?
Yeah, no, we're being hypercritical. I got
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
It used to be that it was kind of hard to find, but I think they're going to start widely distributing it this year,
okay.
starting in like April or something like that. But I'll get it again.
I mean, it's good.
I like it.
It's fine.
I like it. I just don't. I wouldn't want it all the time.
I wouldn't
or,
want a
like,
6-pack of it.
No, I'd want like
That's fair. Yeah.
I would go to a bar and probably be like, "Oh, I'll have this. I'll try this.
Yeah.
I'll have it again because it was good, but I don't want to have it
Right.
This
more
is a great
than one."
beer. This is a great beer to order to make all your friends try.
Yes,
Like, have you had this?
Definitely.
You all should try
because
it.
nobody's
Definitely.
gonna have it.
Right, and it gets kind of out of the realm of normal palate for a beer. So, like, it's...
Do we need to start doing a beer podcast instead of a bourbon podcast for Tanner? Every 15 episodes, we'll do a beer episode for Tanner. No, I like it quite a bit. I wish that it were a little bit more readily available, and I guess it will be now. Coming soon. But yeah, there is a whole lot of chocolate on it, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna complain.
No, it's a good dessert beer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Definitely. So it's going to be interesting seeing how we handle the real heavy one that we have coming up too.
okay.
Well, I've had that one before, and I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, it's totally different than this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
I mean, I wouldn't say
exciting,
completely.
too.
It has
Yeah.
some, but it's not as overwhelming as that is.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
Could be Natty Light.
Yeah.
Hey, what's wrong with Natty Light? All right.
Natty's affordable.
Natty's affordable.
It's a value
Let me
beer.
count the
B,
ways.
If you're looking to get just trash, then
On
it's
beer?
perfect.
Drink responsibly, kids.
Yeah.
Yes. Sure.
So our conversation topic for the evening is going to be what do we do when we go to restaurants or bars?
Eat.
Eat. I was about to say, yeah.
Nailed it.
I was drinking. I was
Your
gonna-
co-host.
Yeah.
You chose us.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. What do we order?
Food.
As far as alcohol goes, guys.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
So the way that I kind of see it is that we have 5 options:
Okay.
liquor,
Yep.
straight liquor, cocktails,
Okay.
All right.
wine,
No.
beer,
Yeah.
nothing at all.
Oh. Okay. The sobriety option is thrown me.
I'm not
expecting
used to
that.
this option.
What is this none you speak of?
Just give me water with a splash of lemon. I like to
Yeah.
spritz it up on a Friday night.
So what is our scenario? Give me a
Yeah, I need
give
more
me a
than
time and
just like.
place.
Oh wow. Okay, so this is getting a little bit deeper.
Well,
okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
going out to lunch at a deli is going to be different than
Yeah, like
Well,
dinner.
sure, but I mean, if
going
you
to
go to
Subway, I'm not gonna come home and just like
fix up an
me-
old fashioned.
pour me a dram.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
I've never heard it pronounced that way before. I'm gonna be really honest with
Really?
you. Yeah, I've always heard it dram.
Well,
Is it dram
I
though?
don't know. We've had a lot of.
Welcome to Lexicon,
Pronunci-
our vocabulary podcast.
The official
Drama
podcast of Webster.
I don't know what the correct. Maybe it's both.
Who cares?
For this podcast,
Why
we'll
not
say it's
both?
both. Yeah.
It's a drinking podcast.
Oh, yeah, I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
pour
it's like-
myself a.
A dram the rapper.
Yeah.
That's what
Okay, so I'm just talking like
general going out on a Friday.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you're actually like going out to dinner at a restaurant.
So we're talking like, okay, I'm going to
Use a specific example.
like Malone's. Okay. Or am I going to
A
like?
Lexington restaurant.
Yeah, I know.
Outback Steakhouse. Is that where we're
A
going?
little bit broader.
A little bit broader. Okay.
A little bit broader. Oh.
I just mean like in terms of scope. Like,
Going to.
like not everybody has Malone's, but more
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are likely to have Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm expanding the horizon.
Yeah, sure.
Expanding the parameters.
Sure.
Because if I'm like
expand-
going to, like,
Dropping the rhymes of sucker MC amateurs. That's a Beastie
Like
Boy
Tex-
lyric?
if
I don't know
I'm-
if anybody's
I
going to
don't
pick up on
Ooh.
that one.
if I'm going to like Texas Roadhouse, I'm gonna get a beer.
Sure.
Right.
But if I'm going to, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a mainstream, like, well-known, broad, nicer
Oh,
place.
Charlie's. I'm just kidding.
Oh, Charlie's? Wow.
I'm just
I don't
kidding.
know. Can you?
Yeah, there really aren't that many, like, chain, really nice ones. 21C.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're,
they're
they're like
chain.
they're,
Yeah, yeah,
the
that's true.
restaurants themselves change from
Okay,
from
21C.
location to
I'm
location,
definitely
but-
getting probably
bourbon.
liquor or
But they usually have
bourbon.
a bar
Or,
in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Of some sort.
So, okay, if you're going to like Texas Roadhouse, what kind of beer are you going to order?
I'll let you finish, and then I'll do.
I mean, honestly,
I've got a list, so.
well, it depends. If I'm going to Texas Roadhouse, I'm probably going to look at whatever they have local first, and then probably choose off of that. So,
Right.
I mean, that's situational. But if I'm maybe just like a Coors Light or something, you know?
Nothing wrong
I kind of
Yeah.
I kind of do that like regardless of like if it's a Texas Roadhouse or not, like city to city.
Yeah.
You know, like because I'm always really interested in local breweries
Well-
or distilleries. You know, even if they have
Yeah.
you know bourbon or whiskey or whatever.
Yeah, and that's why I can't pick just one. Like, I can't specifically say I'm gonna buy
Always
this
gonna order.
beer
Yeah.
because
So
more
you
than
have
likely
no
I'm not
go-to.
gonna want the like domestic beers that they have.
Sure.
They're always gonna have some local beer that I'm gonna be like, oh, I'll try it,
Let me
even if
try
I don't
that.
like it. Like, it's better than what I'm gonna get.
So
with the
you
domestic.
so you're a local
I'm a local
beer guy.
Yeah, local
Yeah.
beer guy.
What about you, Tanner?
Yeah, I kind of agree. So I think if we're at somewhere that offers the gamut, right? Like if there's a place that has a cocktail menu, but it's not like ridiculous. I will see if there's like an old fashioned or something that piques my interest. Perks my interest?
Perks your
I don't
interest.
know. I was gonna say perks my ears. or
Perk
something.
your
I don't
perks
know.
your enthusiasm.
Yeah, piques my interest, which is Pique since we're talking about lexicon. It's the only time I know when to use that form of peaks. I'll see if they have like an old fashioned or some bourbon based cocktail. I don't know if I ever buy cocktails that aren't bourbon based.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
don't
a
either.
huge.
I don't
Well,
either.
I take that back. At certain lunch spots or brunch spots, I might get a Bloody Mary.
See, I'm
Yeah,
not
or
even
like
a Bloody Mary
margarita
guy.
or something.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
yeah, like I think margaritas might be kind of outside of the realm of like what we're talking about is more craft cocktails.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
So like unless you go to some place that has like a really specific
Well,
like house cocktail that's
Yeah.
not what you
Right.
know or house margarita, sorry, is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
That's not your norm.
Yeah.
You know, that may fall under the category of craft cocktails. Margaritas
Not- yeah, we're
is
not-
another entire
Yeah,
an
sure.
entirely different
Okay,
conversation.
Sure.
But like everybody has their take on the old fashioned.
Right.
You know, I mean, like take the Lincoln Avenue for example.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that is not
exactly.
only a take on the Lincoln or on a. It's not a take on the Lincoln Avenue. It's not just a take on the old fashioned, but it's a take on the old fashioned and the mint julep and the Manhattan.
Yeah.
You know, all thrown into one. So, yeah, I agree with you though that bar to bar it is going to be kind of different with cocktails.
Yeah.
But I do love going and finding out. I'm always really interested to see if they include egg whites.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because it is a really interesting experience, and not that it,
Froth.
yeah, not that it really provides a huge difference in flavor to me,
Yeah.
but I think that like the overall, and I hate saying this phrase or word, whatever it is, mouthfeel.
The texture.
The
Yeah.
texture is a much better way of
Right.
phrasing that. With an egg white, I think is a little bit more enjoyable.
See, I like.
Sometimes.
I am attracted the most to the plainest old fashions.
Yeah.
Like the less you put in old fashioned, the more I'm likely to buy it.
So, are you more willing to?
I'm like the more traditional. Like, just give me an old
traditional,
fashioned.
yeah,
Because that's what I want.
yeah. Well, okay. Well, let's steer the conversation just towards old fashions. If you're gonna order one, would you rather it be spirit forward or have it be a better combination of all the elements? And when I say spirit forward, I mean like, would you rather taste the bourbon or rye for that matter?
Mm-hmm.
Over like the whatever the word is where the sum is
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
More well-rounded.
yeah sure
I think I would like maybe somewhere in the middle ground. I know that's picking a third option that you didn't plan for,
Oh.
but I'm not. I don't want the bourbon to be lost.
That's
I want
fair.
to taste the bourbon, but I
That's
don't
fair.
want it just to taste like straight bourbon with a little bit of sweet in it.
yeah
I do like the taste of bitters. I like the taste.
because if you can do that, just get a glass of bourbon and drop like a sugar cube in it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
What a waste of time.
I like the.
It has to be well crafted.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think there's a magic ratio there. I even like I don't mind having like a cherry or an orange slice or something with it, but I almost would prefer it without. So it is just the simplest, minimalist version of an old fashioned. I
That's
think
interesting.
That's really
I think
interesting.
that would be-
Yeah.
Because I
think
would
that's the
much
best.
rather have like the orange peel or the cherry and
Really.
The fixins.
the fixins in it. Yeah.
Well, on the opposite side of that, like as far as bourbon cocktails go, unless there's something that's just again really out there that I can't find anywhere else, I'm either going to order an old fashioned or a John Collins,
Yeah.
which is basically just lemon and lime with bourbon.
Right.
And that to me like is more of a summer drink, I guess, because that drinks to me like if a margarita had bourbon in it
Yeah.
instead. Now, I'm not suggesting going and taking margarita mix and putting bourbon with it,
Ugh.
because
Oh
that's
gosh, no.
Sounds awful.
That's totally different.
it's a bad time. I'll tell you
He's
that
tried
much.
Just spoken from experience.
Yeah.
Oh yes, absolutely.
jeez.
Okay.
Ugh.
Interesting.
That's
If I
gross.
bring nothing to this podcast,
Another
I bring
funny thing-
a weird sense of wisdom.
Yeah. Another funny thing, like tidbit of wisdom, is bourbon slushies.
I've never taken the time, and I don't really care to experience
well,
those.
the way we did it, not good. we took ice. My friend had a protein like his shake blender.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
And we-
jeez. Like a bullet?
Yeah, like a
Okay.
ninja. And we crushed the ice and made it like to the point, it was slushy
right,
form.
Needs
right.
me to hear.
Yeah, and then we put bourbon in it. Just not a good idea. It's
Wait,
not good.
You put the bourbon in after the slush?
Oh yeah.
You didn't incorporate it with.
No.
Okay. I feel like there are some lost thoughts there.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like we probably weren't the most sober.
Sober is exactly what I
This
was
is a
thinking.
halfway through the night decision. All right,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
frames the context
Yeah,
a lot more.
So anyway, I would rather get it. It doesn't matter. You had kind of scoffed earlier at the notion of ordering wine at a restaurant.
Yeah.
What's up with
Yeah.
that? Tell us.
Why?
Tell us, Tanner.
No, it's so hoity-toity.
Really?
To me, ordering wine is so like, I'll have a glass of wine, please. Like, I don't know. It's so
Okay. So let's.
it's so old money to me.
All right. So let's put us in a restaurant, like just a nice, not even a nice Italian restaurant, but like
Olive Garden.
Yeah. Let's say
Go to the OG. I knew where you were going. Let's take me there.
So let's.
Yeah.
So let's.
You knew exactly
Oh,
what.
yeah, let's go.
So let's put us at the OG, and you're just looking to drink some wine. Like, you're not really interested in, I'm gonna get this $60 wine and drink it because I'm having
Here's the thing,
my.
Curtis. I never look to drink wine.
Well, I guess
Except
that's
for maybe boxed wine.
Well,
Which is the best wine.
Is
It's the cheapest wine.
Yeah, therefore the best.
well, no.
That's how all
Cheapest
things-
wine? No way.
Too bad Chuck at.
Boots Farm,
Oh no, I was thinking of
Boots Farm,
Trader Joe's.
Arbor Mist.
Trader Joe's.
Arbor
No,
Mist.
I don't know what you're talking about. but-
Exactly.
okay,
You can
sure.
get a liter of Arbor Mist.
Did you hear that condescending?
Yeah, exactly.
You can get
Plebe.
a liter of Arbor Mist for $7.
Oh my gosh.
Tastes just like fruit punch.
No, I think wine's a silly choice. I'm not gonna hate on anybody who drinks wine. For me, I don't like wine.
Have you ever had?
Why don't you like wine?
It's a different drunk, first of all,
Oh no,
Oh,
it
okay.
definitely is.
and it just makes me sleepy. And so I'm just like, I don't want to eat now. Now I just want to nap. I'm a 12-year-old. So like, I don't know. I don't want to last through the. I do.
That's fine. There's a Robert Mondavi cab that is finished in bourbon barrels. I think it came out in like 2015 or 2016. It's part of their private selection series. It's actually pretty good. It's not my favorite wine I've ever had, but like it's kind of like how if you're trying to introduce wine drinkers into bourbon, you give them like Angel's Envy or anything else that's finished in wine barrels.
Yeah.
This is a really good way to introduce bourbon drinkers into wine.
Right, of course.
So that would be one thing I would suggest. I think if anybody's, trying to find that middle ground between the palate of bourbon and the palate of wine,
And I will
switch those
say,
two.
when it comes to wine, like I'm definitely a dry red, like
I am
you
too.
know.
Yeah.
dry red wine. just because it has it's sort of like bitter and similar to a bourbon, sort of.
Yeah.
Like just in the same.
No,
realm,
I get what you're saying.
Other than like a sweet, really sweet wine. And I'm just
Like a rosé.
Yeah, like a rosé or
Yeah.
something. That's way too sweet for me.
I want to go ahead and say this: beer makes me burp, so I'm gonna have to stifle many of those throughout this. I touched on this earlier. I want to say, like, if there's a kind of beer that I tend to order at bars or restaurants, it's like Stella or like a West Sixth or something like that. I love Braxton Brewing too.
Yeah.
I played at Braxton on Derby Day last year,
Nice.
and they had a mint julep beer.
Whoa.
That was like I don't remember exactly how they phrased it, but it was like a mint julep style ale finished in bourbon barrels.
Okay.
It was fantastic.
They do some great like little experiments.
Yeah, they do.
And they also have a
Absolutely.
thing called Braxton Labs
Yes.
where they do.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's really cool. Also, shout out to Durham
Yeah.
Design Company.
And again, like,
So if he, by chance, listens to
Is
this
listening to
podcast,
this show.
yeah, like shout out to you
I'll tell you, I've been
because
really
he's a badass designer.
Oh,
man.
design's so
Oh,
good.
it's so good.
That one wall at Braxton that's like all the graphics and stuff.
Yes.
I've been really surprised by, and this is kind of a tangent, but I've been really surprised by not the reach, but like the cross connecting that I've found with this show. Because like I listen to a lot of shows out of a lot of podcasts out of Australia,
Okay.
which is very strange. And we have a whole group for like all those podcasts that fall under that. Not to get, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
That fall under that that brand, that network. And I had said something about Kentucky, and there was a guy who was like, "Oh, I'm from Kentucky," and I was like, "Oh, that's great." And then there was another group I was in entirely based just on bourbon, and I posted something in that group, and the same guy from the other group was like,
Nice.
"Oh, what are you doing here?" And I
Yeah,
was like,
that's
I said
awesome.
basically the same thing. But anyway, there are plenty of people that are, cross-pollinating.
Sure.
Yeah, that is cool.
Cross-pollinating is not
No,
the
that's
phrase
right.
I wanted to use.
No, you're good.
No, that's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Oh, whatever. So when you go to a bar, and my answer to this question is yes, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it. Do you prefer bourbon over something else?
Yes.
Usually, yes. Sometimes I order beer.
Yeah.
Depends on the bar.
Yeah.
Bar,
so-
yes.
Restaurant?
Restaurant, beer.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair.
So what prompts you to order bourbon over beer? Or wine or...
Alcohol
Anything.
content per price. I mean, honestly, that's part of it.
But you can get a margarita for $4 where...
Yeah, but
you
I like
know.
bourbon more than I do tequila.
That's fair.
Bourbon is my favorite liquor, bar none.
Yeah.
Bar none.
Which we've established, I hope, by this point.
Yeah, of
on,
course. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually a huge absinthe guy. No,
Hey, you've been to Brett's house, so...
that's true. I
Have you? Did you actually try absinthe there?
I did not. I've never tried absinthe.
We'll make that happen.
Okay. No, yeah, for me, I if I want liquor, I want bourbon usually.
Yeah.
And so that's just sort of my go-to. And then usually, like, unless they're a beer-centric bar, like a World of Beer or Hopcat or something like that, then usually their bourbon selection is better than their beer selection anyway.
I doubt that there are many people who go to Hopcat and order bourbon.
Sure, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Or a
saying.
gin and tonic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know.
But on average, I'd say the bourbon selection at a bar is better than a beer selection at a bar.
Oh, for sure.
So that's what makes me want to go bourbon more.
I think that's fair until you start getting into like the bars that are really big on local breweries.
Yes.
Right,
that's what I'm saying.
you know.
I'm saying, like, if the bar has a beer focus,
Yeah.
then I might go
Then I'm
beer.
going beer.
But if it's general,
Yeah.
you show up at a bar, then at a bar called The Bar or whatever, then they're probably going to have a better bourbon selection.
Yeah.
And I love going to breweries that also have a bar
Yes.
where you can try what they're making in house.
Like Fishtown Market and the West Six Brewery that are
Yeah,
connected.
yeah, exactly. And another one of my favorite places like that is, Oh shoot, they're out of Nashville. I'm gonna have to cut this because I can't even think of it.
Perfect.
Doesn't matter. I'll put it in the comment or in the description on
Figure
on
it
the
out
episode.
and put it in the comments.
Can't think of it. Save my life. Anyway, Kurt, why do you pick bourbon over?
I mean, I think for this sort of the same reasons. Like,
Yeah.
I just enjoy bourbon a lot more than I do anything else. And if I'm at a bar, I'm just gonna get bourbon. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's it. Or I'm gonna get a bourbon or a bourbon cocktail.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go to. I hate vodka, so I'm not gonna do vodka. You know, like tequila. Only time I'm getting tequila is if I'm at like a Mexican restaurant and I'm getting margaritas.
And you're getting margarita.
Or
Yeah,
everyone's doing
exactly.
like a round of tequila shots.
Yeah, or a round of tequila shots.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
of course.
maybe I go for scotch, just to
Yeah,
like
I've had scotch
switch.
once in
Really?
my life.
Just to switch things up.
I definitely want to do a Scotch episode in the future.
I like scotch. I really do.
Good tape.
What?
So it's good tape.
True. Even though sometimes it doesn't
I like the
stick,
clearness.
It's not the
True.
greatest.
Yeah.
So
Useful for paper and things.
yeah.
But like for me, it's not just that like I like the overall, experience of bourbon over like beer or wine or whatever. Like for me, it's kind of like if I've been thinking about getting a bottle, I can try a
okay.
glass
Yeah.
of it, or there may be somebody who like especially at some place like OBC in Lexington,
Yeah.
which is specifically a bourbon bar.
Which is okay. I love OBC. I love that their prices are pretty much for the
they're
most part.
perfect.
They're perfect on spot.
Yeah.
I hate when I go to a bar and they're like, "Hey, I have this let's say $17.92 for $12."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay, I could get
A bottle that you can get for $27.
for $27, I
Yeah.
could get 3 drinks for that amount?"
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Which completely breaks down the
Just drives me nuts, man.
No, I completely get that. But it completely breaks down the conversation of would you rather go to a bar or drink at home?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because for 3 drinks, I could get a whole bottle.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's just 2-ounce pours all the way through up until you've tapped out.
Yeah.
But anyway, like if I'm at a place like OBC, not only am I drinking something that I'm trying to experience, but there are people there who
Know what they're talking about?
they know what they're talking about and like are willing to have conversation with me about what I'm drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And like I love being able to go, I've tried this from this distillery, but I haven't had this, and that's why I ordered it, or vice versa, or whatever. And I mean, not like you're gonna go. It's not like you're gonna go to an Applebee's and
Yeah, I mean, you're not
Yeah.
expecting to have a
conversation.
great conversation.
Right. With Gary, the guy who's just working.
Oh, Gary.
Good old Gary.
Gary, who can pour a Jim Beam real well.
They call him Apple G.
Yeah. Yo, Apple G.
Apple G?
Dude, use the G's knees.
No, Jesus.
Gee whiz.
Oh.
But like for me, the other reason is because
It's funny
like,
that Tanner laughs and is like, "Oh my god, seriously."
Because you gotta get in early. You gotta get in early.
Just like
And then you can scoff at everybody
it's
else.
funny that he does that, and then he just like has the craziest of puns, and you're like, really? You have to.
You met me? Like,
Yeah, I know.
is
Like,
there going to be another home
when
base
somebody-
episode?
When somebody,
Are we waking up?
yeah, love you.
Live on air. But like for me, it's also like it kind of reminds me why I like what I like. Like if I haven't had a bottle of Knob Creek in a while, just a small batch, and I go to a bar and I order a glass of that, it reminds me, oh, you should probably go get this.
Yeah.
Because it's a good it's a good bottle to have around. Or I'm using Henry McKenna as a kind of an extreme because like it's always going to be on my bar or whatever.
Yeah. And that's what I tried. I tried Rabbit Hole for the first time at OBC, and the only reason I tried it was because I wanted to try it, but I didn't want to buy a whole bottle. Like, it's so young. Like, there's not a ton of like backstory with it, so you don't really know how it's gonna taste or if it's gonna hold up to the price that it's at. So like when I tried it, I was like, oh, okay, that was good for what I paid for it. I'm probably not gonna go buy the bottle.
Now, remind me, how did you actually feel about it?
How did I feel about it?
Yeah.
I was a little underwhelmed for the price point. I thought it tasted good. I enjoyed it while I had it, but I think what's the price point? I think it's like $40 or something.
Something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's not worth the $40. I don't think. I would put it at maybe a 27 for a bottle.
Sure. Yeah. But like that kind of leads into me saying that I love places like OBC in Lexington. Have you actually been to OBC?
I've not.
Which is, if anyone has like other like suggestions outside of Lexington,
Oh, for sure.
towards like bourbon bars and things like that, that'd be really cool.
And I would love to not only like for us to go there, but us to go and like talk with the people that own it, and you know, do a whole episode about why their bourbon bar is unique and all that stuff. So definitely like send us an email or a tweet or whatever, so we can put that on our radar. But anyway, so bourbon over anything else.
Bourbon over.
Yeah. Shocker to no one.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we came to the conclusion we like what this podcast is about.
What a big old shocker.
That's why we started.
Okay, so I want to ask this question before we jump into the next beer.
Okay.
Are we going to be able to do our normal review system?
No, because nose isn't really a thing. I mean, it smells like beer. I mean, I don't. I will say this: I don't judge beers on nose. And it smells like chocolate, kind of. But
I'm going to say let's actually do the review system for it.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and throw in. I have a chip on the bottom of this glass. Sorry.
That's not what you're gonna throw in.
No, that's not what I'm going to throw in. The chip from the bottom of my Oberon glass. I'm going to go ahead and throw this one in, I think, for the purpose of reviewing, for nose, palate, finish, and price. If you guys are okay with that, you look a little concerned.
no, what are you throwing in?
Yeah, what are you-
throwing in a fifth variable?
No, I'm throwing in. The,
you're suggesting that we do this.
I'm
sorry.
suggesting that we review.
I thought you were leading in with I'm going to throw this in.
The
like I'm
backwoods
going to throw
basket.
something in.
Okay.
Is that how you
You're
took
okay.
it too?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought you were throwing something else in.
No.
Yeah,
In which
me
case,
too.
I would have been like, maybe we throw out something else and put whatever you were in.
Sure.
No, we have this and one other beer.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Okay.
trying to.
I got you.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna actually go through our review system.
Yes.
With that we normally do with bourbon, but we're gonna do it with this beer. I'm kind of excited about it because it's gonna be something entirely different. For the purpose of the show. Price wise, I got a 4-pack of this for like $14.
Okay.
So keep
Do
that.
with that what you will.
Keep that in mind.
It's like $3.50ish.
There's still a nose on it.
Yeah, there is, but it doesn't matter as much to me.
Yeah, it doesn't matter as much to me either.
Fine.
No, I'm just telling you.
The palate's gonna be like what?
Yeah, it's majorly palate and a little bit of finish, I guess.
Yeah.
Am I going first? Since I usually go first.
Yeah, sure.
All right. I'm gonna be quick. So, nose, don't really care about. I'll put the nose at a 3 because it would make a fine candle. I guess. Be a little overwhelming, but be a little.
Tanner's
strong.
base for rating is, would I like to sniff this every day?
Yeah, why not? To not wreck myself. So, palate. Actually, take that back. I'm gonna put the nose at 2 because it's just like whatever. The palate, I'm gonna say, is also a 2.
Okay.
Because I'm not like over the moon about this beer. It's fine. It's serviceable, is what it is. But again, I'm just dunking on this beer. The finish. Hold on. Yeah, the finish is fine. It's a 2, and The price, I'm gonna give a 1. I think that's really ridiculously expensive for this.
Okay.
So I'm at a 7 out of 20.
Woo!
Was not a fan.
Yeah.
Hopefully he liked the next one better than
Yeah.
you did this one, but we'll find out. Kurt, go for it.
I'm gonna go with the nose a 2. You know, nothing. Well, but I also don't put an emphasis on nose on
Right, exactly.
on beer.
On beer, sure.
So a 2. I'll give the palate a 3. The finish, that's tough to be like.
It's tough to drink, man.
But there is still some finish on beer.
Yeah, it's the hoppiness of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give that a 3. Price, I'll give it a 1.
So you're at a 9?
Wow.
2 and 1. Yeah.
This isn't gonna go well for anybody but me.
Where he's like 20 out of 20.
So it's gonna equal out to 3s across the board. So 12
For
out
you?
of 20. Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me. Nose, I gave it a 2.5. It was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's the best way to describe this beer. It's fine.
and like people are gonna go,
and that's also
well,
like,
you're not drinking out of the right glass, or you just don't know
Oh,
what
it's
to go.
beer.
Yeah.
Look, here's the thing. I'm always willing to learn more about what I'm drinking.
Sure.
You know, and like if there's something that I'm missing with beer, let us know. Like I want to experience it in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Same with bourbon, same with wine, same with whatever. Because like if there are subtle nuances to it, I want to know what that is.
See, I think that's personally where we disagree. I don't care.
You would
what,
rather just drink beer.
I don't care what glass I drink bourbon out of. It doesn't matter to me
Oh,
what
that's
glass I
fair.
drink bourbon out of.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna taste relatively the same. I know the aeration and all that jazz, but like I think that mainly it doesn't matter on the glass. The glass it's gonna taste.
I
the same.
like that for the purpose of like outliers.
Mm.
You know, like if we all are drinking out of Glencairns,
Right.
and you know something that is supposed to help with the aeration or the nose or whatever.
Yeah.
With bourbon,
It's
it's
standardized.
definitely different. I think it's just tough to
We
like.
could have had this out of Glencairns and been like,
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's tough with beer just because.
it's a beer.
It's beer.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna give the nose 2.5. I'm gonna give the palate a 3.5 because the chocolate is kind of overwhelming.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy some of the like the nuttiness and the oakiness, and I do kind of get a little bit of vanilla on the back end of it. But it's nothing that
Do you get a scintilla of vanilla?
it's scintillating.
I'm gonna incorporate that word into literally every podcast we do from now on, just so you know.
That and tomato soup.
Yeah, of course.
Finish, I'm going to give it 3 because, and I've said this before, I would like for a finish to kind of entice me into the next drink. So this is kind of like, it's there, I know I like it, but push me a little bit further. So the 3 is what I'm going to give on the finish, and then 3 for price as well, based on everything. So overall, I'm going to give it a 12 out of 20. So not high scores from any of us,
No.
but it's
No.
hard
Poor
to
Alan.
it's hard to it's hard to score this in the same way that we do
Yeah.
bourbon.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm gonna do.
We should have reverse engineering our metric.
Yeah, exactly. Next beer, we'll just talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think that it's easier to do that than it is like
Dunk on it again.
yeah
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's
because
easier.
we're
to
not
just-
we're not getting sponsorship
this?
from Founders
Yeah,
at this
I think
point.
we should know.
Hey, who knows? Maybe they appreciate a really good critique.
Well, I don't know about that.
There's value in that.
Here's what I want to know.
I think
Go
as
ahead.
we
Go
yeah,
ahead.
I think as we go on to the next beer, we just go, okay, would you buy it?
Yeah.
I think that's
Okay. Sure. And I think temporarily what we'll do is we'll adopt the podcast's method of review, which is buy bar pass. So we'll do that with the next one.
Okay.
I want to say before we move on though, I'm really interested to know what bourbon barrel this is aged in.
true.
Because what we're about to drink is aged in wild turkey barrels.
Yeah. Gobble gobble. I'm the new pitch man for Wild Turkey. I didn't tell you. Wild Turkey.
Wild Turkey.
Gobble gobble.
Could you imagine
Matthew McConaughey. Honestly, you could. So
No, I can. It makes sense.
Gobble gobble.
But anyway, I would like to know what this is. I lost my
No, I
train
know.
of thought for a second.
What bourbon barrel?
What bourbon barrel this is aged in.
Yeah.
So if you know, email or tweet or whatever the show. And
Yell it loud enough, we'll hear it. You have to yell
Carrier pigeons.
really loud.
I'm just imagining somebody on the top of a mountain going,
Buffalo Trace!
yeah.
Ricola. Anyway, sorry. That's
Good modern reference you just made there, Pear.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you call me Pear.
Yeah.
Nobody calls me Pear anymore.
It just rhymed and it was
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the next beer out of the fridge
Yeah.
and hold on, like 2 seconds. It's not really any darker than
Dingo.
the last one.
It's like a nice Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. It's like a nice glass
It does look like-
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. Or maybe
It's
some
not as strong of a nose.
maybe some Pepsi.
No, it's not as strong of a nose.
I was so worried you were gonna spill something on yourself there. You had like 3 tilting liquid things.
This is empty. I just wanted to bring it over for the sake of reference.
I gotta read the description out loud. Is there a descripto?
There is no descripto.
Descripto.
Let me see if I can.
Find one.
Descripto the super dog.
No, there's no one there.
You're right. There is no descripto.
Yeah, I was lying.
What ABV is it?
That's all we really need to know.
6.9.
Oh, so we really jumped down.
Yeah. There's a bear with some antlers on it though. I did find that.
Is that the logo of Anderson Valley?
I don't know. It's a bear
I don't think so.
with antlers.
Okay.
It's a moose bear. It's an elk bear. It's a grizzly elk.
With a
In Booneville, California, those two things don't
turkey.
go together. Booneville does not sound like it'd be somewhere in. It's probably Booneville. I'm too country.
Booneville.
Booneville does not sound like it's somewhere in. 'Cause there's a Boonesville, Kentucky.
Tweet in.
The only descripto we've got is malt beverage aged in Wild Turkey bourbon barrels. That doesn't really tell me much, Anderson. We've started, right? We're back, right?
Oh yeah, we're way
Okay,
back.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
It's like Oklahoma where you can.
Yeah,
No,
I
it's,
need
it's
to recycle.
OK plus. Right
Oh,
with the, I don't know.
okay.
Yeah, where you
Sure.
can recycle it. Right?
That is literally all the information on the bottle. I'm not going to give you anything more than that.
Okay, so nose wise,
This smells beerier.
yeah, but with more chocolate, I think.
Ooh, that's much better.
It's toned down everything
Yep.
that happened in Founders and just like evens it out.
That's downright drinkable.
That is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had it?
Mm-mm.
No.
No. I'll go ahead and say this is a bit of a dangerous beer, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think it's quite there for me, but I think it's good.
I
think it's too heavy to be dangerous.
see. I don't think it's that heavy.
Yeah, I don't think it is either.
I think it straddles the line between a heavy beer and like the bottom end of a heavy beer and the high end of a pilsner.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So high end of a pilsner, low end of like a porter, maybe.
Sure. Yeah. And we probably should have said this up top. But what we're drinking right now is the Anderson Valley Bourbon Barrel Stout beer, which is aged in Wild Turkey barrels. And as we said before, that's all we know.
That's all we got.
Yeah, that's all you
Hold on.
get.
At 6% ABV. I love the finish on this.
Yeah.
I really,
It's a good pregnant pause from everyone.
Well, I had to take another drink to get it.
I'm trying to see if they've got.
But yeah, no, it is good. I didn't notice that until you said something.
That's what I was saying in the last one, is that it really makes me want to come back to it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I mean, that is... No, I definitely like this better than the Backwoods Bastard.
Mm-hmm. Well, it just tones everything down.
bastard.
Yeah, it tones everything down and like puts it like an even, well-rounded kind of beer.
I have a description.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the Anderson Valley Bourbon Barrel Stout description brought to you by Mr. Tanner Janey.
Aged for 3 months in Wild Turkey bourbon barrels, this luxurious stout has a deep ebony hue and a beautiful mahogany head.
Mahogany!
The woody, vanilla-like notes imparted by the barrels mingle with...
really long.
emphasize weird words there. The woody, vanilla-like notes imparted by the barrels mingle with aromas of fresh baked bread, toffee,
Okay, come on.
and espresso, and envelop the rich chocolate and roasted barley flavors with a fine bourbon character. It's me. I'm the fine bourbon character. Our exclusive partnership with Wild Turkey, registered trademark,
Your kid's new favorite Saturday morning character.
fine bourbon character. Our exclusive partnership with Wild Turkey trademark gives us a world-class, consistent source of barrelage. Not a word, I'm pretty sure. Allowing our brewers to explore new frontiers in barrel-aged
New
craft
frontiers.
beer. Yeah, like Daniel Boone. Since its introduction,
We've lost Kurt.
Wild Turkey has maintained a distinctive distillation and aging process that gives it a smooth taste and a lingering flavor.
this
is miserable.
Differentiated process
This
whereby
is
the bourbon is
miserable.
distilled at a low proof to seal in its flavors. Very little water is added to the bourbon, resulting in a full-flavored, authentic taste similar to what one would get straight out of the barrel.
Good night.
Wild Turkey's a genuine drink. Thanks. With a sought-after, quote, burn, end quote, that comes from its high proof, an attribute fundamental to the brand and critical in maintaining its authentic bourbon characteristics. That is the entire description on the Anderson Valley website.
Woo!
Would you like to know the food pairings they suggest?
Please tell me you're kidding.
Beef sliders with caramelized onions. Screw if your beef sliders don't have caramelized onions. Only sliders with caramelized onions. Thank you. Pulled pork tacos, not regular tacos. A beer float with vanilla bean ice cream. So that's not a food pairing, that's a recipe. Unless you're having another beer float aside, like beside this beer. Its cheese pairings are smoked Gouda and aged cheddar. Jesus Christ.
Oh
my gosh.
it was way better until they said that. Oh my gosh.
So this
Give us the
beer's
entire bio on Wild Turkey.
this beer's pretty good.
Yeah, this beer's good.
No wonder they don't put anything on the bottle.
Yeah, it would be the entire label. That bottle's huge. It's 2 paragraphs.
Oh, wow.
We're drinking out of a pint bottle.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
That was just
That's fantastic.
ridiculous. That was so extra.
What do you guys think on the nose?
Beer's good. We're
Yeah,
not
it's
doing
good.
Yeah, beer's
It's
good.
Beer's fine.
Better than the other one.
The beer is good. I enjoyed it. I could drink it
Description,
multiple.
not so
I
much.
could drink it multiple times. The description, wow.
Yeah. Give us a
You get give us,
freaking John Steinbeck of writing beer descriptions. Jesus Christ.
wow.
Okay, so I think I'm going to discredit the the review from the last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because after that, it does not matter.
No.
Woo.
They went way too.
Oh, way too far. Some copywriter did not have much to do that day. They're like, you know what? I'm going to bang this out. We're going to say everything we literally can about this beer.
We're gonna put
Hey, Wild
a whole
Turkey's in it.
work
Let's
days.
do a bio on Wild Turkey. Hey, who found the Wild Turkey? Anybody?
Hey,
You guys know Wild Turkey? No?
Have you-
All right.
have you
Go
ever
pull up
had
their
wild
Wikipedia.
turkey?
Jesus
Oh, you just put it in the barrels? Oh, okay.
Hey, how much water goes in the Wild Turkey bourbon? Not that much? Yeah, all right. Okay, cool. Like, Jesus Christ, how verbose do you need to be? It's a beer.
They really did. Yeah, it was miserable.
Gosh. Okay, so guys, buy bar pass.
I'd buy it.
I'd buy it, yeah.
I'd buy it too.
If only just for the description. I'm sort of reverse sold on it now.
Oh,
You didn't have to even pay for it.
No, I know.
That copywriter really would just.
Yeah, we'll just dunk all
Here
over.
we go.
How do you think people type?
I was just.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, jeez. What an episode we have here. Last episode, I asked Kurt, like, flat out, do you think we can put this out? And I want
This
to
is
know.
going out. It's going out
Can we
for
put
sure.
this one out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We just
yeah.
dunked on stuff they already gave us.
Okay, great. Okay. So, bye on all three of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a
That's-
broken Perry.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
To bring it back around to bourbon, I did have some Blanton store pick, which was very, very good.
This is a really good pick.
So,
Hi guys, it's Tanner. I'm filling in here for Perry because he can't host the show anymore.
yeah.
We're moving on to tips and bits or whatever.
Yeah,
Call it.
it's
Yeah. Tips and bits. Let's
Tips
go.
and
bits. Whatever. What do
Making
you
me
guys
make a
have to
decision.
recommend this week?
Go ahead.
I will say Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Man.
Hussle.
Wow.
No idea what
Taking
that
me
is.
back to middle school.
Yeah, take you back to middle school. Nipsey Hussle just put out a new album.
Really?
You didn't listen to
Still
it?
hustling.
You didn't listen to it?
No.
Oh, dude.
Is it good?
Oh, it's awesome. Kendrick Lamar's in it.
Beautiful.
Just it's a really good album. Great rapper. I'd never really like heard of him until I saw that it dropped, and super good album. So that's what I'm
Good.
That's what I'm recommending. Go listen to that. That
Have
was
you
good.
heard Kendrick's soundtrack for Black
For
Panther?
Black
yet?
Panther?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I
You were
need
listening
to.
that today.
I haven't.
Yes.
I've not
Yeah.
heard it yet. Hey.
It's
dog.
funny because you were listening to Tyler the Creator.
I was, yeah.
I know.
Jeez.
Every once in a while, do you like look over? And
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
uh,
See what everybody's listening to.
yeah, exactly.
Tanner, what are you recommending?
So I'm recommending Hype. This is specific to something.
Okay.
And I just want to recommend, or I guess it's more of a tip. Whenever you're gonna,
It's not a bit. It's a tip.
whenever you're gonna release an album, don't say anything about it until you're ready to release something from it. Courtney Barnett recently had a teaser video go up on the day after Valentine's Day, so the 15th. And her website said, or no, she had a thing go up on Saturday, and the website was date marked for the 15th. And so after the single, or after the video dropped, on the 15th, she released a single, and she said, on May whatever, the album's coming out.
Yeah.
And that is a very effective way to build hype, in my opinion. I also want to recommend one thing, like one very specific thing. Sure. Billie Eilish, I'm going to shout her out again.
Oh yeah. No, I want to back up for a second.
Yeah.
Because she is currently my favorite artist.
Oh, she's so good.
I mean, unbelievable.
So have you seen her cover of Bad?
Yes.
Michael Jackson's Bad.
On
That's-
like a version.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my.
That was going to be my
gosh,
recommend.
it's so good.
Awesome. She's insanely
Sorry
talented.
to.
No. It's great. I'm glad I have someone that can attest.
Well, to like kind of wrap it back around to Kurt's, I'm definitely gonna recommend going and seeing Black Panther
Yeah.
because that movie is
So
Without a doubt.
good.
Very good.
fantastic.
Mhm.
I mean, it's the best movie of the year. I think. I mean, it is one of the best recent Marvel movies too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's so layered and so complex and everything, but not just that. It's a lot of fun to watch. And we're also all eating Taco Bell right now.
I kind of want to have Michael B. Jordan's babies.
Dude.
He looked
He is-
really good in that movie.
Sexy as hell in that movie.
Dude, that haircut.
I'm not even joking. Yeah.
Dude. Wow.
I mean, if he left all the like tattoos and everything on, I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
I get it. I get
A lot of hot people in that movie.
it. And on the tail end of that, I'm gonna recommend it, even though I haven't heard it, Kendrick's soundtrack for
Oh, it's
Oh,
amazing.
it's so good.
for the Black
Yeah.
Panther movie.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But then I'm gonna keep plugging it until the movie comes out.
Strangers.
2. Yeah. Oh no.
Here we go. I actually looked up on IMDb.
Yeah, she actually has an IMDb
Yeah,
page.
that's
awesome.
My sister-in-law
Yeah, it's
Emma Bellamy is going to be in her first major blockbuster in a few weeks, actually. No, not a few weeks, like 2 weeks from now, I think.
Nice.
So
Now, do you get to...
what?
Do you get to see, like, her face? I know she's doll face. So, like, do you get to see it?
Can't say.
Oh,
I'm not
we
gonna.
can't know.
I'm gonna tell you off air.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you off air.
All right, cool. We can cut that, whatever.
Yeah, not at that point. I'll tell you off air. But definitely on March 9th, Strangers 2 comes out. Go and see that. I feel like it's starting to read like.
Are we saving
Yeah,
this?
no, you're good. Go ahead. Yep.
Do you want another quesadilla? All right. Would you like another one?
Yes, please. Oh, thank you.
I feel like
Yeah,
this
thank
show
you.
has turned into like one big promo for Strangers 2.
Yeah. It's
but-
all a ruse.
Yeah, whatever.
Pay us, studio that made Strangers
Go
2.
check that movie out because I'm so excited for it. I'm so proud of Emma.
Have fun editing this
For-
out of the audio.
Yeah. No, there's so much editing I have to do this episode.
Audacity noise reduction.
And
Let's go.
And like, spoiler alert, you're listening to it less than 24 hours after it comes out. Less than 12
Hot off the
hours
presses.
actually it comes out. Anyway, those are that was tips and bits for this episode. Whatever.
Yeah.
Guys, where can they find you on social media?
I'm mid-bite. Go.
You're mid-fight?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So on Instagram, I'm KurtCon, and then on Twitter, Kurt_Con15.
I'm at Tanner B. Cheney everywhere and at Dorm Shoes for gaming stuff.
If you want to find the show on Instagram and Twitter, we are at My Bourbon Shop. On Facebook, on Facebook, we are This Is My Bourbon Shop, and our Threadless store is thisismybourbonshop.threadless.com. We actually have a shirt up for the podcast itself, so go and check that out. Become a patron of the show, rather, at patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. Everything from as low as $1 a month to $50 a month. If you are at $50 a month, there's so much rattling going
I
on.
tried to do my quick look.
At $50 a month, you get a special surprise.
It's us. We show up in a box.
Surprise!
Thanks for your $50. Bye.
Later, we know where you live.
Are we falling off a cliff? What was that?
It's-
This is a good episode.
Yeah.
It was a great episode. Personally, if you want to reach me, I am at pritter1492. If you could leave us a rate and review on iTunes, which reminds me, we got a 2-star review on iTunes. I don't know what that's
Sweet.
about.
What is that?
I don't know.
Great.
So counteract that by giving us
Interesting.
a 5-star review.
Nah, be honest with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or tell your friends about the show.
That's
or
interesting.
whatever. But thank you all so much for listening to the show. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. Even though, we've been rambling for an hour.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you. We'll probably do another beer episode in the future, I'm sure. Considering the content that you just
If I just get to read descriptions, I'm happy. It might be my new role in the show.
Next week, Chad and Sarah are going to be back on. We're going to be talking about, I think, we're probably going to be talking about the pricing of bourbon, which is going to be
That's a cool discussion.
Yeah, I like that.
Maybe we'll bring it back up with you guys, too, as well. And then we're going to be doing, I don't want to spoil too much, we're going to be doing a battle between 3 picks of Knob Creek 13 year. So be on the lookout for that next week. Again, thank you guys so much for listening. We really, really appreciate it. But until then, I'm Perry.
Nope.
Let's
I thought you were
redo
pointing to me. Sorry. We usually sit in a
No,
line.
I'm keeping
We
all
just sit in a
this.
line.
I'm
All right,
keeping
all
all
right,
this
go again.
in.
Go.
So I'm Perry.
I'm Curtis.
I'm Tanner.
This is my bourbon podcast.
Shit.
I guess.